combined stresses, so we can have these combined stresses. Now in combined stresses, we have three types again. So three types we have. First, we have combination of torsion and bending. Second, we have combination of torsion and axial force. And third, we have combination of torsion, bending and axial. So we know by using torsion we can find shear stress. We know by bending we can find bending stress. And by axial force we can find axial stress. Now we are going to be combination of these two, and combination of these two will develop principal stresses, and we are interested to calculate principal stresses due to these combined loading, and that we are going to say as combined stresses. And these combined stresses are first due to torsion bending, second due to torsion axial, third due to torsion bending axial. Now we will go first derivation of all these three, and then we will switch over to 2-3 problems which are related with combined stresses. Now we have studied the stresses, so just I mentioned these three types of stresses, that is shear stress due to torsion, bending stress due to moment, and axial stress due to axial force. Now here we have these three combinations which we have already mentioned, and now we will start with first combination, which is torsional moment and bending moment. Now we will consider practically why we are going to study these combinations, because practically it is difficult your member subjected to any single load, that is only torsion or only moment or only shear. So generally we have combination of this practically. So we are going to consider these combinations. Now first we will consider a solid shaft of diameter d, and that is subjected to M, which is bending moment, and T torsional moment. Now due to bending moment, let sigma suffix be the bending stress developed, and due to torsion, let tau be the shear stress developed. Now if I will write down the equations for this, so I have sigma b, that is bending stress, equal to m by I into y. M upon I we know pi by 64 d4 into y is d by 2, and this will gives me bending stress at the outermost fiber of the member. Now if I will simplify this, gives me 32 m upon pi d cube. We are going this for solid shaft, not hollow shaft. For hollow shaft we have different, for solid shaft we have different. Now I got this value of tau. Now I will go to, I got this value for sigma b. Now I will go for tau, that is shear stress. And we know we have T by J is equal to tau by R, which is modified. Tau is equal to T by J into R. Now J we know pi by 32 into d to the power 4. So if I substitute these values, then I will get value of tau is equal to 16t upon pi d cube. Now I know tau, I know sigma, then we know equation of principal stresses, because already I mentioned we are going to study in these combined stresses, that is principal stresses due to combination of the loading. And now if we will go in this, then we have P n1 n2 equal to sigma b by 2 plus minus sigma b by 2 whole square plus tau square. Here we do not have sigma x plus sigma y by 2. We have only sigma. That sigma may be due to bending, or it may be due to axial, or it may be due to bending plus axial. So now for bending we have, and now we will put values of sigma b, which is 32 m upon pi d cube, and tau, which is 16t upon pi d cube. So you can see we have substituted these values, and substituting these values we can take 16 upon pi d cube common from all. And by taking these all 16 upon pi d cube common, I will get this equation as m plus minus root of m square plus t square. Now, so whenever I have problem which is on bending moment and torsion, and that is for solid shaft, not hollow shaft. Keep in mind. Then I can directly use this equation Pn1 N2 16 upon pi d cube m plus minus root m square plus t square. Now we have hollow shaft. Now what is change? We have pi by 64 d4 minus d4. So here we have tau. Here we cannot modify, we cannot get outside, that is 16 upon pi d cube, because we cannot cancel d in case of sigma b or in case of tau, and therefore we have to find sigma b from here, we have to find tau from here, and then we can find principal stresses. We cannot use Abu formula, which is Pn1 N2 is 16 upon pi d cube in bracket m plus minus root m square plus t square. We cannot use it. So we have to use sigma b, we have to calculate sigma b, then we have to calculate sigma b tau and then Pn1 N2. Now we will switch over to the second combination, torsional moment and axial force. Here we have now changed, we have instead of bending, we have shear force, that is axial force P, and sigma A be the axial stress developed due to P. And now we have to just put the value sigma A is P by A, which is 4P upon pi d square. We have tau 16T upon pi d cube, and then we have to just put these values in the equation of Pn1 N2, and that will gives you value of Pn1 N2. So now you can see I have substituted values. We cannot take common things, and therefore we will find sigma A, we will find tau, and then we will put it in Pn1 N2. Now we have third combination. In third combination, we have all three: torsional moment, bending moment, axial force. Now we have sigma A will be the axial stress due to load P, sigma B bending stress due to M, and tau shear stress due to T. Now if we will go, we have sigma A, we have sigma B, these formulas we have same. If we have hollow shaft, then we have another formula for sigma b. Now when I will go to find sigma, I have sigma A plus sigma B. Here we are not going to put, we will calculate in this fashion, and then by calculating we are going to get value of sigma, and now we will put it, we will get value of tau. So knowing tau, knowing sigma, we are going to get value of Pn1 and Pn2. Now we are with problems. We are three problems. First problem we have taken, that is bending moment and twisting moment. We have two problems. First this, and second we have combination of all three. So now here we have given bending moment given, torsional moment given, diameter is given. So directly I can use formula 16 upon pi d cube m plus minus root m square plus t square. And if we will substitute this, then we will get m 35 into 10 raised to 6, t we have 50 into 10 raised to 6, d 180. And once you put these values Pn1 and 2, then you will get Pn1 and 2, and that values we will get as 76.96 Newton per mm square, that is major principal stress, and minor we will get minus 15.85, that means compression. If I will get plus, will be tensile, and if I will get minus, then that will be compressive. Now we will go to the second. Now here we have combination, and we have that shaft as hollow shaft. Now diameter is given 180, power transmitted 1000 kilowatt at 100 rpm, and it is additionally subjected to bending moment, that is 10 kilonewton meter, and we have to find out principal stresses, planes, and maximum shear stresses. Now we know m is given, p is given. So if p is given, I have to find t, that is from 2 pi n t upon 60, and from this I will get value of t. Now what is value of t? 95.49 into 10 raised to 6 Newton millimeter, because whatever T we are always getting from power, that T we have always in Newton meters. Now once I know value of T, M already I know, A already I know. I will find geometric properties. I will find A, which will be pi by 4 d square minus d square, and that will use 19.79 10 raised to 3 millimeter square. Then I will go I, which will be by pi by 64 d4 minus d4. That will gives you value of I. Now what is J? J is 2 times I, because we know J equal to Ixx plus Iyy. So that will be 2 times I, gives me 222.66 into 10 raised to 6 millimeter to the power 4. Now, knowing the geometric properties, I can find sigma A, which will be P by A. P is given 200 kilonewton, gives me sigma A as 10.11 Newton per mm square. Now, I can find sigma B, which we will get M by I into Y. I would already we have calculated M, we know, into we have R, Y will be R by 2, and that will gives me 10.78. Now, what will be sigma now? Sigma is sigma A plus sigma B, which will be combination of these two, and that will gives 20.89 Newton per mm square, and that will gives me value of tau, which will be T by J into R. And now by substituting this value of tau T by J into R, which will be 51.46 Newton per mm square. Now I know value of sigma, I know value of tau. I will put these values in Pn1 and 2. Now if we will substitute these values Pn1 in Pn1 and 2, that will gives you major principal stress and minor principal stress. Now from this I will get Pn1 and 2. So you can see the values. Pn1 I will get 62.94 Newton per mm square, and Pn2 42.07, because we are going to get Pn2 value as minus, and therefore that is compression. Now I know Pn1, I know Pn2. Now I have to find that is planes, and we have formula tan 2 theta is 2 tau upon sigma. So we know tau, we know value of sigma, substitute it, you will get value of tan 2 theta, and from this you can find theta, and we know these planes are perpendicular to each other. So whatever value of theta you will get, you add 90 in this. By adding 90 in this, you will get another plane where it will act. Now shear stress also asked. Now we know Pn1, we know Pn2, and if I will put values of Pn1 and Pn2 in this equation, and that will gives me value of tau max, which will be 52.51 Newton per mm square. So we have in this way that problems which are related with combined stresses. So we have covered today, that is first part, that